So as you can see, my friend really loves hydrangeas. She's got several different varieties. She's got Hydrangea Macrophylla, Endless Summer. She's got bobos. She's got limelights. She also has a guest.
Okay. Welcome to the Homestead Hideaway.
We've arrived. So here we are. This is my beautiful friend Brienne and her beautiful home. Now we're here. We met 4 years ago.
I think, yeah.
4 years ago?
3, 4.
Who cares? Time flies when you're in love.
We are in love.
So she bought this property back in 2020.
Yep.
And it was a lot different than what you see here.
It was a foreclosure. Really, nobody had taken care of the property in a long time. And there was no gardens whatsoever. And what is behind us now didn't even really exist because it couldn't exist without Muffy.
And it's true. So long story short, we get together and I just merely pushed her down the hill and she became an avalanche of love and excitement with gardening.
Yeah.
I mean, this is not the end result for any garden lover. I don't know what is. We're going to take you around because Brienne here has a few problems that we'd like to discuss.
I have a big problem.
We have a huge problem. What's your problem?
I'm an addict. I'm an addict.
What's your drug of choice?
All types of varieties. I like bobos. I like limelights. I like endless summer.
She likes it all.
But with this addiction comes a lot of responsibility. And here we are. I called Linda because last year, contrary to popular opinion, I waited until late winter to prune all of the hydrangeas because I read that that was actually what would promote the best growth. Holy crap, it's March 3rd and we've got growth coming out of the ground. I got tulips coming up. I'm like,
so if you ever hear someone say that climate change is a myth perpetuated by the Chinese government to sell more video games, they're lying. It's here. We're in zone 6A right now. Tulips typically come up about mid to late March. We are right now March 2nd and these babies are up at least an inch. One of the big problems that we're seeing here is we're gonna have to get these babies pruned. So now going forward, I'm going to say this unpopular opinion. I actually think it is better late winter, February, to prune your hydrangeas. And that is because everything is guaranteed to be dormant. We are now living in the wild, wild west when things are flowering and when things are going dormant. For this episode, we're going to take you in as to how to prune her different hydrangeas that she's got on this property.
The different varieties, right? And that's something that causes me stress every year because if you treat an endless summer the same way you treat a limelight, you're going to destroy your endless summer plants.
These babies are all different. Everybody has different needs. You can't parent the same child the same way. So let's get into it. Okay, so these are Brienne's Hydrangea Macrophyllas. These are the Endless Summers. These are the big mop head, beautiful ones that you can get that come in blue or pink, depending on the pH of the soil. These come in at a really neutral, like pinky blue. So the nice part about these is they grow on old wood. So this is all great. We're all going to keep this here. We're only going to just take it down a few nodes because as you can see, we've got bud growth. We don't want to disturb the bud growth, but we do want to make sure that it's not taking over. I'm just going to give these a quick cleanup and we'll go from there. So as you can see, this is how much I took off. Now I'm looking at these bud nodes here. This immature. I mean, they're green, but they're not going to do much. These completely dead. Right now we have these beautiful pinky ones that are ready to shoot off. I think that this would be a great place for them to start with that. You can also tell when the growth is dead on these. They're just pale, they crack. So we're going to take the dead growth off. always until it's gold. It's very important we showcase our very important family members. This is my nephew Wolfgang. Oh, can't you see the resemblance? Okay. Oh, yes. So that's the Macrophylla. So this beautiful angel right here is a limelight. It's a paniculated variety. Oh God, I killed it. Flowers grow on new wood every year. So this is a beautiful one. These were put in 3 years ago and starting in a 5-gallon pot. So as you can see, if left in the right conditions, they can thrive and thrive quickly. Now, one of the issues that Brienne had mentioned to me was that these were getting really leggy and they took forever to bloom. I'm going to go through and show some best practices as to how to prune a paniculated hydrangea. This is a great example because we have so many examples of new wood and old wood. Now again, flowers grow on new growth. So already I'm seeing this big in here, this big one here. So we can really chop this down and thin it out. These can really take a beating, and actually it's better when you chop them down and thin them out because it gets more airflow. You're going to want to see exactly what you see in all of those pruning diagrams of what a paniculated hydrangea should look like when it's pruned. Some things to look for when you're pruning is cross paths, multiple branching, broken branches, and dead growth. Now I know it's early spring. It's a little difficult to differentiate between what's dead and alive. But for the most part, if you're seeing buds on it, it's alive. So I'm just going to get right in to chopping down to a nice level area. And then what we're going to do is we're going to thin it out so that way we get more airflow in here.
I get out the big guns.
Drunk with power! So what we have here is a lot of small growth in the understory of this. Really trying to branch out and really trying to get going. And as you can see, it's a tangled mess. It's really not great to have cross branching. It can cause damage to the plant and weaken it. It invites disease. So we're going to clean this up and make it so it's nice and straight and even. So right in here is a perfect example of the cross branching. And as you can see from this wood, it's been getting damaged from the contact. So between these two, it looks like this one's stronger. So we're going to keep that one and we're going to cut this one. I just cut this, and as you can see over the years where it's been pruned. Looks like it was lopped off here last year, 2 years ago here, and then this was already down at the stem. So as you can see, this is what you can expect in 1 year's growth. If you're experiencing leggy hydrangeas and you don't want them to flop over, you can start cutting them down a little shorter because they will grow and they will grow long. Another great tip when it comes to pruning a hydrangea. So we're going to take a look at this one here and we can see it was previously pruned. Now, looking at these branches, you can see that one is clearly bigger and stronger than the other. So when you prune, you encourage growth. And the growth is like riding in a canoe down a beautiful river and you hit a rock and you have a fork and you don't know which way to go. Now, when you have these two, again, there's confusion. So you kind of want to go both ways. That's what the hydrangea is doing when it's sending energy. It's taking it both ways, but obviously one is the better way. So when you see this branching pattern, you always want to keep the stronger and cut the weaker, because that again is going to encourage growth up through the stronger stem. this is in the ground right here, and I have all this right here. This is easy. And then over here, I would do, so we went from all that, little bit off the top to that. I know it's scary, but it's really going to help in the long term, because then what you're going to do is you're going to see here, we have a growth node. Again, on this branch, we got nice 2 strong nodes here. There's going to be branching coming out from all these areas. So you're going to have a nice, thick, bushy hydrangea just from these 2 little stems. I love all the flora and fauna as much as everybody else. And it does hurt. It does hurt to cut these down. But it's one of those things that parents say, like, this is going to hurt me more than it's going to hurt you, because this is ultimately going to make the plant stronger. As you can see with all these little guys right here, the hydrangea is just desperate to shoot out more stems, more branching. And so if we limit that, it can concentrate its growth to go up more. So I'm going to continue to hack at this. So this is what we're left with. Again, it's a real hack job, but we're going to come back in a few months. We're going to reassure Bree's fears, and it's going to look beautiful. Okay, so now 1 down, 50 more to do.
12 seconds later.
Oh man, I had big plans to hack all of these up, but I gotta tell you, it's starting to rain. It's getting dark. I'm calling it quits. Oh. Whew. Okay. We just got caught in the rain. Ugh. I just don't like being told what to do, even by the weather. Oh, you have to stop. So to wrap this up, there's a million different ways you can do things. This is a method that works for me. I'm not afraid to be aggressive, but if you have hydrangeas at your house and you're a little nervous about it, feel free to exercise caution. But if you want to avoid limp noodle hydrangeas, I would say go as hard as you can. So what do you think I should hack down next? Hydrangeas aren't the only thing that I'm going to be dividing and pruning and hacking away at this season. I'm going to be doing some more videos on how to divide your perennials, specifically hostas. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Got any questions about what to bushwhack or hack up in your garden? Let me know in the comments. And if you like this video, remember to like and subscribe, because every week I put out new videos hoping to educate, entertain, or just, make you giggle. So thank you again for tuning in. My name is Muffy, and remember, the love is worth the labor. Bye.